Vishal, many congrats. Wonderful selection that you got for your PhD program to the US.
Thank you, sir.
So how are you feeling?
I'm much more relieved, sir.
Okay.
At least I have a chance to proceed further in my studies.
True, very true. Yes. So yes, it's a Herculean process. It takes like 6 months to maybe depending on where or when to start the processing. It's quite a wait time till you get this fruitful result. And once you have offer, well, this is the stipend, this is the scholarship, this is TSF, and that I think is quite worth. तो आप जरा बताएंगे थोड़ा सा let's introduce yourself. आप कहाँ से आते हैं, फैमिली के बारे में और अपने बैकग्राउंड के बारे में.
Okay, so I'm Vishal Kumar, and usually I would have just gone for a government job after my master's, but thanks to Dr. Narendra Parmar sir, I can proceed my studies abroad. I can go for a PhD in physics, thanks all to him and his team.
And how about your family, your education?
At least I would be the first person to pursue my master's in my family background. Mostly my family just go with farming, and my father is a policeman who is like 2 steps forward from our usual family background. And now I am going for a PhD, and it's like I'm the very first person to pursue PhD from my whole village.
Yeah. Where did you get the selection? Can you tell the university name?
I received offer from Auburn University in first round of selection, and with full scholarship as well.
Nice. Can you talk about the scholarship and stipend and all that?
This scholarship is usually given in graduate teaching assistantship, which is over $25,000 per year. And after that, maybe I'll be able to get research assistantship as well.
Yeah, eventually, yes. So let's split. बहुत बधाई and congratulations. The way you worked through and finally it fruitful decision आता है ना, तो फिर जो मेहनत की जाती है उसका मजा ही कुछ और होता है, right?
Yes, sir.
It's waiting time. It's nervous time. The process is very nervous, but yes, eventually it comes in a way quite rewarding. तो बताइए अपने बीएससी के बारे में बताइए, कहाँ से किया, क्या ग्रेड्स थे, कब शुरू किया और कब खत्म किया?
My BSc was non-medical stream from the local college, PG college in Fatehabad, and my grades were really poor. I had a lot of backlogs because I had no plans for future, like I would be going for PhD. At that time, I just had planning like if I score nearly something, just passing like 60% or something, I would get a decent government job. And honestly, I would have done that if someone in my family haven't encouraged me to pursue higher studies. Like my father always encouraged me not to go for job, just to go for education, because education will make you a perfect man, at least in definition.
Education empowers you. That's important.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right, sir. So after that, I took words from my father and just tried to fulfill his dreams.
Tell me, specifically, I'm asking again. Openly बताइए, आपने कहा backlogs थे, क्या percentage थी, क्या reason था उन backlogs का?
The reason is that education level in my city is not that good. It's honestly in the backward area of Haryana, and the teachers were just like me, who just graduated from their masters, and they are just coming to prepare more master students. So it's like we are teaching just like us. They have no teaching experience. They have no qualification of NET, GRF, or GATE. They haven't got admission in PhD. They are just doing as I'm just free at home, so let's go for teaching students of master degree for 10,000, 15,000 salaries. And I had more like I should be getting 6 DMCs in my bachelor degree, but instead of that, I got 11. So I had five backlogs.
5 backlog. क्या percentage थी जब आपने BSc खत्म किया? What was your percentage or grades?
After applying for grace marks, my percentage was like exactly 60%.
60 के 60 से कम?
Exactly 60.
Tell me the score.
It was 1740 out of 2900.
So exactly है 60.
Yes, sir. Because when I graduated from my bachelor's, I had score of 1734, and then my master's. Then my professor in my university, Kushetra University, told me that I could apply for I can receive like a little bit an enhancement based on the scores allowed in my degree. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you have 60%, let's say that. Okay. And when you finish this BSc?
Honestly, it must be completed in 2017, but it took me a year longer.
2018.
I did it. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So उसके बाद क्या किया? What did you start after 2018?
After that, I decided to pursue my master's in through an IIT institution, but for that I did not have proper knowledge, and I couldn't even think of before. I couldn't even think taking admissions before I cleared IIT graduate exam. So for that, I took a year to prepare for that, and after that,
you meant to say JAM exam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. IIT JAM. I would have scored better, but due to silly mistakes, I couldn't get IIT.
Okay.
I was getting NITs, but back then I haven't applied for grace marks in my bachelor, so I had not yet qualified the 60% marks criteria for bachelors.
I see.
So I ended up in Kushetra University.
So when did you start? When did you finish? So master's in physics from KU.
In 2019, I took admission in KU, and then in 2021, I was graduated from my master's.
What percentage grades?
We haven't received any marks from that. It was just getting grades A1, A2, B1, B2 as per our subjects. And as for cumulative grade point, I received 8.65 or something out of 10.
Out of 10. And what was the standing? Your standing in the class?
I was standing in total class of 120 students. I was standing in top, let's say top 20 or 25 students.
Very good, very good. So, and any research or project experience during master's program?
No, honestly, our master's program did not offer any projects and any internship. Apart from that, due to COVID time, I had chance to participate in internships program, but unfortunately, they went online as well. Yeah, I remember that. I mean, having just 60% and having backlogs in undergraduate BSc and then jumping towards master's physics and having a descended to good grades, you jump. It shows kind of motivation, and you'll be willing to propel yourself in a exponent way or in a way so that you can do much better towards research. I mean, if you want to. Yes. So when did you get in touch with me or Let's Do GM? I was in your touch in September 2020. A student of yours was my professor back in my master's. So when I talked to him about the plan of
what was the name?
Professor Sandeep sir, who is currently doing
PhD. Sandeep.
Yes, sir. Is currently doing his PhD in Central University of Himachal Pradesh.
Did you tell him that you got selection?
Yes, sir. I told him, and he was very happy. He was congratulating me and inviting me for a tour over there. It's a good tourist spot.
Yeah, that's a nice place. Okay, So yeah, I mean, based on your profile and having such a low percentage in undergraduate, is still dreaming. I mean, coming to us in a way that we have. I mean, in your case, we build the profile. because we have time. And
Yes, sir.
we encouraged you to do this, and do this, so that you have a chance to fulfill your dream going to the US, where you can do a wonderful work and the research work that you want to do in your career. And then floating sky becomes the limit, maybe more than that, right? So tell
Yes, sir.
us, tell the audience, what exams did you take and what scores did you achieve, and how did you prepare for those examinations?
As guided by Dr. Parmar sir, I was initially preparing for TOEFL exam and hoping that I would get there, but due to COVID restriction and other complicated things, my TOEFL score along with my background was not sufficient to get me there.
So what was
Dr.
your
Parmar,
score?
in that score, I received total of 91, 25 in listening and 22 each in other sections. So after that, Dr. Parmar encouraged me to take GR exams, both physics and general as well. So within 2 months of time, through his guidance and through the material provided by him, I could get a good score in GRE general and a decent score in GRE physics. In GRE physics, I scored 650, and in general, I scored 304 combined.
Yeah. So 304 sufficient score in general GRE for sciences. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And how did you prepare for general GRE?
For general GRE, I was just as for writing section, Dr. Parmar gave me the material like a proper book published by ETS. I was going through the manual, and there were sample papers as well available from Pearson and other online sources. I was just taking the exams, I was getting a hint of what type of question would I be facing in exam, and what could be my pace about answering the question, like the English part, or in grammar part, it was a little bit more demanding in GRE general. So instead of that, I concentrated on quantitative exams, quantitative part, which me to that good score.
Okay, nice. And how did you prepare for the physics GRE examination?
Physics GRE, Dr. Parmar gave me the proper book officially published, and and the book contained also sample papers and previous year papers as well. So apart from that, I had materials that I received from my IIT exams, IIT JAM exam. So I was just receiving the proper theoretical knowledge from that the book provided by Dr. Parmar, and for the analytical part or for the formulas, I was taking help from my IIT notes, and then after that, after summarizing all the parts, I was able to score 650 to 700 in my test exam, in my the mock test exams.
So what was your score in physics GRE?
650.
650. Yeah. Above 600, I consider it's a good score.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah. So it was a good score, I mean, given the time. So it's called profile building. What we observe, well, you might be lacking in competition, because a student having much score in undergraduate will be given a chance. You
Yes,
might
sir.
struggle. So we made sure we cover the bases, do subject GRE, whatever score you get, we will see. 650 was a good score. General GRE, 300 is sufficient score. Neha got just 300. She got 6 US selection that day, that year. And then her score in physics GRE was 700, right? So
Yes,
you're
sir.
not very far behind for comparison. So this taking these examinations somehow compensated your undergraduate low score. That shows your motivation and the strength that you are trying to do something to achieve, even if you struggled
Yes, sir.
in undergraduate program, right? It means you have a persistency to do something. That's what graduate program in the US it requires. Okay.
My cousin brother who is preparing for UPSC also always told me something that if you want something, so do as the Spartan did. Like if they had to win a fight, they just burn their boats
Yeah.
to way back home. So their leader said, if you want to go back home, just kill.
Yes.
And that's all I did. I burned all the bridges behind me to so that I may not fall back.
Yeah, true, very true. Getting your selection, I mean, just incredible feat, I would say, the profile you had and the way we worked. And so let's talk about the Auburn University that you got selected. So what is your area of interest for the PhD program?
My area of interest is like nanoscience, the quantum dots, the things are getting much better in topological insulators as well. They are preparing for quantum semiconductors. So I want to pursue my that interest because it's more promising and much more interesting to me than any other condensed matter field.
Let's talk about letsdogre, or you can say our team's role in bringing this happy success to you. Can you talk about the role we had towards your success?
Yes, though honestly, if I haven't made contact to you, I would still be struggling, or I might have given up on my dream. It were you that guided me, who told me that you will be holding my hand throughout the process, and you are still guiding me even after getting admission. So I can say that it was more like 70% your role in my success. And remaining 30% is just like my aspirations to go further and my support that my family gave to me.
So let's talk about application packet. So can you categorize? I mean, I understand. I mean, you have said indirectly many things, thanking to us. Let's talk about the application packet itself. So like CV, statement of purpose, research statement, LOR. So talk about those things where our efforts were very significant.
Yeah. So for CV purpose that you told me that how to build an effective CV, just not just writing all your achievements, but how to write that in systematic way so that the viewer get maximum impression of our records. For LOR, that's I can say that most fundamental or one of the most important things apart from SOP. The viewer or admission committee looks at SOP and LOR for most of their research about the students.
Let's talk about statement of purpose. I think that's very key aspect of
yes,
it's kind of a short biography.
Yes, sir. So as I mentioned earlier, I had a lot of backlogs. So you covered that all in my SOP and give a good justification to all my lacking areas. And apart from that, you gave me how to make research about the universities and how to write a better effective SOP on my own if something unexpected go as well. So studying from you and receiving guidance from you, I could write how to go on with my own interests. Like when you told me how to write SOP, I did not have any particular interest to go with. Like condensed matter field is so vast, and yes, I cannot just pick this. Okay, this look interesting, so I would go. While writing the SOPs for various universities, I can get a glimpse of that where I could be dedicating. Honestly, I can say that I would be dedicating my time of my life for the next few years or next decades as well. So,
very true.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, SOP remains key aspect. It's kind of your biography, short sketch, right? And
yes, sir.
Whatever you're writing, it is a huge impression on the admission committee. They evaluated and made sure that this student is highly motivated and will be persistent towards the graduate program. So SOP remains key in evaluation of the students' application packet. How about the listing of the university? That's also very important. Based on your profile, how many universities we listed for you?
Yes, according to my profile, you listed out 12 universities, and among which I am still waiting to receive proper response from, let's say, 5 universities. The Auburn University is the 6th one. And in other universities, which are top tier universities, I'm still in the waiting list. So I hope that I would get admission from that top tier universities as well. So that's all thanks to you, which could be more interested in me.
Yeah. And how about, I think you got a couple of interviews also. Can you talk about
Yes,
that?
sir. I received interview from 3 universities, and all of them I'm still in waiting list. And the interview was short, rarely 15 to 20 minutes long, and just asking that why did you choose this university, and what are your research interest, and what are your past experiences about research. So honestly, I just had internship, and I didn't think that they count as an research experience. So I think if I had a project or proper thesis or anything else, something like that, then I would be much more promising student to them.
Yeah, true, very true. Yeah, I mean, your case was very interesting. I mean, I feel very happy, glad that your profile was not as with, because your undergraduate your marks very
Score
low,
was,
right?
yes,
Very
sir.
low score was not as other students generally they have, right? And we did
Yes, sir.
profile building, and the way we presented in the statement of purpose, I believe that it was incredible. And when someone going through your grade sheet and matching with your statement of purpose, that should make perfect sense.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So happy for you. Well, this was not an easy task. It takes a lot of time, right?
Yes, sir.
Hard work, Herculean task, you can say. And now, आप बोलते हैं ना हिंदी में, अब गेंद क्या है आपके कोर्ट में आ चुकी है, right?
Yes, sir.
अब आप कैसे खेलना है, you can change the rules of the game, right? But at the same time, you are blessed. बहुत लोगों को इंडिया में अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं मिलती है कि आप अमेरिकन ड्रीम जो है उसको फुलफिल करेंगे अपना और अच्छे से मेहनत करेंगे, राइट? और जो अचीव करना चाहते हैं ड्यूरिंग ग्रेजुएट प्रोग्राम एंड आल्सो आफ्टर वंस यू ग्रेजुएट पीएचडी, देन आप अच्छे से जॉब सीख करेंगे या फिर इंडस्ट्री या एकेडमिक्स में जाएंगे. सोचिए यूएस मतलब आपको करीब 1.5 करोड़ से लेके 2 करोड़ रुपए का वो इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं आपके ऊपर थ्रू द ग्रेजुएट पीएचडी प्रोग्राम. Yes, it's a huge thing, and you should be proud of, and also thankful to many people जिन्होंने आपको मोटिवेट किया और जिन्होंने इसमें रोल प्ले किया आपको, right? And so this is very interesting and encouraging and I mean great movement, I would say. असंभव को जब संभव होता है तो उसमें मजा ही कुछ और आता है.
Yes, sir. I'm just if I say that someone with my profile got admission from USA, honestly, I can say that he would not believe me that how can such a person be admitted over there overseas.
Yes, true.
So I think yes, sir.
But don't forget, I mean, you also there should be a hope, right? Always stay positive. It's very important. जो काम करने जा रहे हो उसमें यदि शुरुआत से नेगेटिविटी हो जाएगी तो उसको आप अचीव नहीं कर सकते. You got to be stay very positive till the end. Okay? उसी का रिजल्ट है कि तुम्हारे पास में पहला सिलेक्शन है और अमेजिंग है, अच्छी स्कॉलरशिप है, फुल्ली फंड्स है, आपको बैंक स्टेटमेंट कुछ भी दिखाने की जरूरत नहीं है, ऑल फुल्ली फंडेड स्कॉलरशिप. आपका I-20 आएगा आप नेक्स्ट, और फिर आप वीजा के लिए अप्लाई करेंगे, वीजा होगा और उसके बाद आप यूएस जाएंगे और बहुत अच्छे से अपना जीवन यापन करेंगे. पहले स्टूडेंट लाइफ रहेगी, फिर उसके बाद आप एक नॉर्मल लाइफ टुवर्ड्स द रिसर्च और एकेडमिक्स और इंडस्ट्री जो भी आप करना चाहें वो होगा. वेरी ट्रू. सो आई फील सो हैप्पी फॉर यू द वे यू स्ट्रगल्ड अंडर ग्रेजुएट, केम अप एंड देन हमारे साथ जुड़े और जिस प्रकार से हमारी टीम ने आपको एक दिशा दी, डायरेक्शन दिया, मेंटरशिप दिया और आपको guide किया कि well Vishal, there is a way that you can get your dream fulfilled.
Yes, sir.
आप जैसे बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स होंगे आपके रीजन में, आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे, क्या उनको मैसेज देना चाहेंगे?
The message is perfectly clear, sir. Don't lose hope. If you want to achieve something, that do everything that you can till you lose your life. That's it. Like even if the failure has more chances than success, so if even success have a sliver of chance, go for it. Don't lose hope just to mere some words of random people or anything, anyone who is there, who is only exist to give you negativity in your mind. Don't listen to them.
बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं, नेगेटिविटी ज्यादा होती है और आसानी से खींचती है rather than
Yes, sir.
positivity. True. Yeah. तो बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट ये सोचते हैं और पूछते हैं, सर डॉक्टर परमार्स का जो प्लेटफॉर्म ऑनलाइन है, राइट, तो कैसे
Yes,
ट्रस्ट
sir.
किया जाए? कि इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट, राइट, कि मैं मेरी पीएचडी यूएस से साइंटिस्ट हूँ कोरिया में, और अभी तक कोई ऑफिस नहीं है इंडिया में, नो वे, soon I mean we are looking into it. So why you trusted Dr. Parmar or our mentorship letsdogre.com platform?
Sir, I trusted you just because my professor said, but to all the viewers, I would recommend, don't just believe on my words, believe on Dr. Parmar's record. He has placed, I think almost all the students overseas in whatever countries they like to pursue their PhD in. So trust his records.
Okay, thank you. So क्या कहना चाहेंगे लेट्स टू जीआरई टीम के बारे में?
Your team is, I can just say that without your team, I would be still someone, no one who would just be preparing for government exam if you weren't there to guide me.
So बहुत सारे आपके जो मित्र हैं, have you talked to Shivam?
No, sir, I couldn't make contact to him.
No, not yet. I think Shivam and you, Navneet is gonna be next. Anu is already there, I think. तो तुम्हारी जो ग्रुपिंग यूएस में होगी, इन सबका सिलेक्शन यूएस में, right?
Yes,
and
sir.
you're gonna feel just amazing. It's a new India in the US.
I would be part of such an expanded group over there in
yes.
USA.
हाँ, जब कभी कोई इधर जाए, कभी कोई उधर जाए, तो मिलते हैं और आपस में बातचीत करते हैं, तूने क्या किया, ये होमवर्क कैसा रहा, कैसे करेंगे, रिसर्च कैसे होगी, वो सब आपस में, it's just incredible. I plan, I mean, मई में मेरा प्लान है कि सोनीपत, पानीपत, कुरुक्षेत्र और आगे तक एक ट्रैवल करूंगा मैं, तुम सबसे मेरी मुलाकात होगी, in that मैं ये प्लान कर रहा हूँ जल्दी.
Okay, sure, do come, sir, and we'll be welcoming you.
Yeah, so मिलेंगे, I think bless करेंगे और खुशियाँ को सेलिब्रेट करें.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. तो अभी वेट करते हैं आपकी बाकी यूनिवर्सिटीज, then we'll make a decision, then I-20, then we'll help with the visa processing, and then eventually you will book your flight, and then you end up in the US for the bright future.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Thank you so much.
That as well.
Thank you,
sir.
much,
Thanks to
Vishal.
you.
And we'll connect again pretty soon.
Yes, sir.
Take care.
Sure.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Take care, sir, as well. Bye, sir.
With